Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 15 in the NIRV for October 15, 2023. A gentle answer turns anger away, but mean words stir up anger. The tongues of wise people use knowledge well, but the mouths of foolish people pour out foolish words. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere. They watch those who are evil and those who are good. A tongue that calms is like a tree of life, but a tongue that tells lies produces a broken spirit. A foolish person turns their back on their parents' correction, but anyone who accepts correction shows understanding. The houses of those who do what is right hold great wealth, but those who do what is wrong earn only ruin. The lips of wise people spread knowledge, but the hearts of foolish people are not honest. The Lord hates the sacrifice of sinful people, but the prayers of honest people please him. The Lord hates how sinners live. The Lord hates how sinners live, but he loves those who run after what is right. Hard training is in store for anyone who leaves the right path. A person who hates to be corrected will die. Death and the grave lie open in front of the Lord. So human hearts certainly lie open to him. People who make fun of others don't like to be corrected, so they stay away from wise people. A happy heart makes a face look cheerful, but a sad heart produces a broken spirit. A heart that understands what is right looks for knowledge, but the mouths of foolish people feed on what is foolish. All the days of those who are crushed are filled with pain and suffering, but a cheerful heart enjoys a good time that never ends. It's better to have respect for the Lord and have little than to be rich and have trouble. A few vegetables where there is love are better than the finest meat where there is hatred. A person with a bad temper stirs up conflict, but a person who is patient calms things down. The way of people who don't want to work is blocked with thorns, but the path of honest people is a wide road. A wise son makes his father glad, but a foolish son hates his mother. A person who has no sense enjoys doing foolish things, but a person who has understanding walks straight ahead. Plans fail without good advice, but they succeed when there are many advisors. Joy is found in giving the right answer, and how good is a word spoken at the right time. The path of life leads up for those who are wise. It keeps them from going down to the place of the dead. The Lord tears down the proud person's house, but he keeps the widow's property safe. The Lord hates the thoughts of sinful people, but he considers kind words to be pure. Those who always want more bring ruin to their households, but a person who refuses to be paid to lie will live. The hearts of those who do right think about how they will answer, but the mouths of those who do wrong pour out evil. The Lord is far away from those who do wrong, but he hears the prayers of those who do right. The cheerful look of a messenger brings joy to your heart, and good news gives health to your body. Whoever listens to a warning that gives life will be at home among those who are wise. Those who turn away from correction hate themselves, but anyone who accepts correction gains understanding. Wisdom teaches you to have respect for the Lord, so don't be proud if you want to be honored. That's interesting. We talked about that today. A friend and I came by to let me borrow, I don't know what it's called, an outdoor structure. Tent doesn't do it justice. Garage, portable garage, more like that. But it was all about, if you act proud, you may get attention but not honor, right? But if you want to be honored, you need to be humble. Focus on your craft. So if you're watching this, and you happen to watch these regularly, I apologize for the last couple of them. I've just been a very tired wreck, getting up early, getting a couple hours of sleep at night, and then doing it all over again. Really no excuse. I need to find a better routine, but truly I'm trying to make that routine and trying to make it. So here I am, fighting a good fight, right? But the last couple have just been a tired mess, and I've been behind, so apologies. It's interesting, like there's power in the tongue, right? There's power in our words, and wise people give life. Foolish people pour out foolish stuff. And the eyes of the Lord are everywhere. He's watching everybody, the good people, the bad people, and it says down below like that death and Hades are open to him. So how much more are men's hearts? You can see it all. You can see through it all. You can see into it all. We need to focus on self-control, restraint, letting things pass, but moreover, restraint and self-control before we speak, because it's easy to speak out of anger. It's easy to just run our mouth foolishly, not just out of anger. Several admonishments against fools being foolish and what they have to say. Those who are wise, their households great wealth. Because we can show restraint, show diligence to get those things. Lips of the wise, spreading knowledge, right? And the Lord hates the sacrifice of sinful people. Don't even, it's kind of like, don't even try. Don't try. You're not repentant. You don't really want to be around me or hear what I have to say, so take your sacrifice and go. I don't want it. But the prayers of honest people please him. If that's all you got is prayer, it says in other places in the Bible that it's like a sweet smell. It's an aroma in heaven for the Lord. The Lord loves those who run after what is right. I think this is interesting. Hard training is in store for anyone who leaves the right path. Learning by failure and difficult experience, right? And we all know what that's like. But it's worse when we're outside of where we should be. Versus, it's kind of like aim small, miss small, right? Stay on the path, fail, and remain on the path. Get off the path, fail, stumble further into darkness. People who make fun of others don't like to be corrected, so they stay away from wise people. Interesting. They do us a service to stay away from us. So if you have a lot of fools around you and they're making fun of other people, talk like, what's the saying about small minds talk about people, and then on up. It's like people, things, ideas, something else. In any case, if you find your circle talking about other people and making fun of those people, it's time to get a new circle. It's also something to be worried about if you're not wise, because those people wouldn't want to be around you if you were both wise and dispensing that wisdom. So can you be wise and just not talking? Maybe. Is it wise to not be sharing that wisdom? No, I don't think it is. So share the wisdom, lose the fools. It might be fun. It might be cool to talk to and hang out with, but you don't need the company of fools, certainly. The mouth of foolish people feed on what's foolish. And better to be content with what we have and have love than cause strife, cause hatred, and have excess, right? I don't even want to put that in the context of like man, wife, as it is in many of these verses, but it's just kind of like, even in a workplace, right? If you get what you want at all cost, then it's probably not going to be a pleasant work environment, even when you have the spoils of the contracts or the sales or whatever it is. The way of people who don't want to work is blocked with thorns, but the path of honest people is a wide road. If you want to work, you'll find a way, and you'll find work. If you don't want to work, you'll find every excuse. I realize I haven't heard from one of the homies in several days, and he's tired of me jumping on him and telling him these kind of things. But it's also like, hey, in fact, that directly relates to what I just said. Foolish person doesn't want to hear wise stuff. It's a shame. It's that time of the year. It's like possum season. Seeing possums everywhere, and unfortunately, a whole lot of possum roadkill, which is sad. Plans fail without good advice, but they succeed when there are many advisors. Well, if you're a fool, hanging out with foolish friends, saying foolish things, giving you foolish knowledge, foolish words, your plans might fail anyway, homie. However, if you're with wise people, those are the advisors you want. And if you're being foolish, you want them to call you out on it. That's how plans succeed. And joy is found in giving the right answer. How good is a word spoken at the right time? Yeah. So hang out with the wise people. And let the wise people talk with you, and you talk with them. And when you get the right answer sometimes, and you get to say it, take joy in it. That's not being proud. That's just relishing in a success of a good conversation. The Lord tears down the proud person's house and hates the thought of sinful people. But he considers kind words to be pure. A person who refuses to be paid to lie will live. Imagine that. The Lord is far away from those who do wrong, but he hears the prayers of those who do right. This is interesting, right? Because when you're in trouble, a lot of people will hit their knees. Then they offer up a prayer. Flare. SOS. Dear God, please help me. And let's make a deal, right? I won't do this if you do that. And get me out of this. And I'm going to church. And it's not to say he's not hearing you, right? But the Lord is far from you if you're doing wrong. If you're doing right, he hears your prayers. Whoever listens to a warning that gives life will be at home among those who are wise. Back to the counsel. Back to who you're hanging out with. Back to if plans are failing or if you're just speaking foolishness. If you accept correction, gain understanding. Wisdom teaches you to have respect for the Lord. So don't be proud if you want to be honored. Not just interpersonally, but you to God. Who are you? Are you serving yourself? Are you serving something else? Are you serving the Lord? There are no atheists. They're just people who are in denial that they are their own God. I'll leave it with that. Go with God and be blessed.